Now the next economic term that is associated with the market is called money. Money is anything that can act as a medium of exchange or a means of measuring value. Let me explain this. Now look at the picture given beside money. You see three different figures. One is an ape which is carrying maybe some nuts or some bananas. Then you have another person which is upright carrying a debit card or an ATM card, and the next person is carrying a mobile phone. At different points of time, money has been different. At one point of time, simple stones, shells, metallic coins, metals were considered to be money. In the modern age, even a debit card or an ATM is considered to be money. Now in the near future, and even at this present moment, there are concepts called bitcoins. Bitcoins are digital money which we feel in the near future will slowly start replacing money. Now money cannot be defined as what it is. So therefore, when we say or talk about money, we have to define it as what it does. And money does two things. No matter how modern or no matter how primitive the money might be, money acts as a medium of exchange. Which means that if you go to a market and you want to buy apples, you have to give money to the person to get the apple. You cannot take the apple directly. So money acts as a broker or a medium, and it helps you to buy that particular apple. In the same way, the seller cannot give you the apples directly. It will accept the money and then give you the apple. So money has again become a broker for the seller also, and it has acted or it has stood between you and the seller as a medium in the buying and selling of apples. The money also helps you to measure the value of apples. So the seller might have told you that for 1 rupee I'll give you 1 apple. So you have come to know that the apple is worth 1 rupee. So money is also anything that helps you to measure value. So therefore we say that money is anything that acts as a medium of exchange or as a means of measuring value. When we talk about money, we also talk about price. Price is the amount of money that has to be given to get a good or service in the market. Now the two other economic terms have mostly to do with the government. If you try to remember the economic or when we talk about the economic system, we talked about a computer system and a music system. Now if you try to recall what a music system looks like or a computer system looks like, all of this is inside a casing. It is inside a metallic box, right? And if you open the metallic box, the important components of the music system are all inside it. The important components of the computer are all inside it. Now definitely if you take out the components and join them together, the computer and the music system will still work. But it will become very cumbersome. It will become very cumbersome to carry it around. Whatever is inside will start getting damaged, and it will not work efficiently. Later on, it might even break down. So therefore, social economic overheads is exactly like the casing in the music system and the computer system. So these help us to keep the different entities together. If you remember the 4 entities, consumers, producers, household and the government, all these 4 entities of the economic system are housed inside together through something called a social economic overheads. Now just study the picture and see what social economic overheads are. You can see a teacher teaching. You can see someone picking up the garbage and throwing the trash. You can see a fireman. You can see medical service. You can see doctors. You can see the policemen, right? Now all of these do not produce anything directly. They do not produce goods and services. Now however, without them the production may carry on for some time, but slowly it will start deteriorating. Just start imagining what will happen if the garbage man does not come to pick up your garbage and clean the streets. everything will be all right for some time, but after some days it will be impossible to work. So therefore, these social economic overheads are provided by the government. Please read what is written there. It says social economic overheads are all the structure that are created in the country that do not produce but help people to be productive. Example, educational institutions, health system, drinking water and sanitation facility. Now infrastructure, please read the slide, are all the structure that are created in the country that do not produce directly but help in the production indirectly. Example, power plants, irrigation, transport and communication. Now infrastructure, like the social economic overheads, are also useful in keeping all the productive components of the economy together, but they do not produce directly. They include roads, they include power plants, but without them production cannot take place. Roads help the transport of raw materials and finished goods and services. Power plants help in providing electricity to factories, offices, right? Transport helps us in transporting goods and services. Communication helps us in sending important communication about what to produce, how much is required in the economy. Now without them, production cannot take place. They help production indirectly, but at the same time they are very, very expensive to build, and therefore the government takes over the production of these particular things called infrastructure and social economic overheads. When we talk about households, we talk about factors of production. And factors of production are the basic categories of resources that are required for production. They include the raw materials, which is known as land. They include labor, capital in the form of machinery and tools, and enterprise. So basically, in the production process, whatever is required in the production process is categorized into four categories. One is all the free gift of nature, whatever we receive in the natural raw material form, this is known as land. Whatever we receive in the form of human effort is known as labor. And all the machineries and the man-made things that help in production is known as capital. And enterprise are all that special kind of labor which will help in the process of production of putting things together. For example, factory managers, owners of factories, all of these are known as economic enterprise. Now today, this ends our lesson number 2. Now I would like you to do the following assignments. There are different terms. Take a pen and paper and complete the assignment properly. So until the next lesson, keep safe, look after yourself. Also, there are some scanned pages that have been sent over to you. Please read over it and it will help you to complete your assignments. Thank you.